Namo Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam, Chapter 6. Conversation between Narada and Vyasadeva. Text 1. Sutta Uvacha. Evam nishamya bhagavan devarshirjanma karma cha bhuya paprachatam brahman vyasa satyavati sutta.
Sutta said, O Brahmanas, thus hearing all about Sri Narada's birth and activities, Vyasudeva, the incarnation of God and son of Satyavati, inquired as follows.
Text 2. Vyasa uvacha bhikshubhirvipravasite vignadeshtribhistava vartamano vayasadye tatah kim akarod bhavan.
Sri Vyasudeva said, what did you, Narada, do after the departure of the great sages who had instructed you in scientific transcendental knowledge before the beginning of your present birth?
Text 3. Swayambhuva kaya vritya vartitam te parambaya katham chedam udashrakshi kale prapte kalevaram.
O son of Brahma, how did you pass your life after initiation, and how did you attain this body, having quit your old one in due course?
Text 4. Prakalpa vishayam metam smritim te muni sattama nayesha vyavadhat kala esha sarva nirakriti.
O great sage, time annihilates everything in due course. So how is it that this subject matter which happened prior to this day of Brahma is still fresh in your memory, undisturbed by time?
Text 5. Narada uvacha bhikshubhir vipravas. Sorry, this one I did. Text 5. Did I do this? Narada uvacha bhikshubhir vipravasite vignadeshabhir mama vartamano vayasadye tata etad akarasham.
Sri Narada said, the great sages who had imparted scientific knowledge of transcendence to me departed for other places, and I had to pass my life in this way.
Text 6. Ekatmaja me janani yoshin mudha chakinkari mayatmaje ananya gatau chakre snehanubandhanam.
I was the only son of my mother, who was not only a simple woman, but a maid servant as well. Since I was her only offspring, she had no other alternative for protection. She bound me with the tie of affection.
Text 7. Saswatantra na kalpashid yoga shemam mamechati ishasya hi vashe loko योषादारुमयी यथा.
She wanted to look after my maintenance properly, but because she was not independent, she was not able to do anything for me. The world is under the full control of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, everyone is like a wooden doll in the hands of a puppet master.
Text 8. Aham cha tad brahmakule ushivamstad upekshaya digdesha kala vippanno balaka panchahayana.
When I was a mere child of 5 years, I lived in a Brahmana school. I was dependent on my mother's affection and had no experience of different lands.
Text 9. Ekada nirgatam gehad duhantim nishigam pathi sarpo dashat pada sprishta kripanam kalachodita.
Once upon a time, my poor mother, when going out one night to milk a cow, was bitten on the leg by a serpent influenced by supreme time.
Text 10. Tada tad aham ishasya bhaktanam sham abhipsata anugraham manyamanaha pratishtham dishamuttaram.
I took this as the special mercy of the Lord, who always desires benediction for his devotees, and so thinking I'd started for the north.
Text 11. Sthitan janapadam statra pura gramavraja kheta kharvatavatischa vanani upavanani cha.
After my departure, I passed through many flourishing metropolises, towns, villages, animals, farms, mines, agricultural lands, valleys, flower gardens, nursery gardens, and natural forests.
Text 12. Chitra dhatu vichitradrin ibha bhagna bhujadruman jalasayan shiva jalan nalini surasevita chitra swanai patra rather vibhramad bhramarashriya.
I passed through hills and mountains full of reservoirs of various minerals like gold, silver, and copper, and through tracts of land with reservoirs of water filled with beautiful lotus flowers, fit for the denizens of heaven, decorated with bewildered bees and singing birds.
Text 13. Nala venu sharastamba kusha kichaka gahavaram eka eva tiyatoham adraksham vipinam mahat ghoram pratibhayakaram vyaloluka shivajiram.
I then passed alone through many forests of rushes, bamboo, reeds, sharp grass, weeds, and caves, which were very difficult to go through alone. I visited deep, dark, and dangerously fearful forests, which were the play yards of snakes, owls, and jackals.
Text 14. Parishrante indriyatmaham प्ररितो बुभुक्षिता स्नात्वा पीत्वा हृदेनाद्य उपास्पृष्टो गताश्रमा.
Thus traveling, I felt tired, both bodily and mentally, and I was both thirsty and hungry. So I took a bath in a river, lake, and also drank water. By contacting water, I got a relief from my exhaustion.
Text 15. तस्मिन्निरामनुजेरन्ये पिप्पलोपस्थ आश्रिता आत्मनात्मानमात्मस्थं यथाश्रुतम् अचिन्तयम्.
After that, under the shadow of a banyan tree in an uninhabited forest, I began to meditate upon the supersoul situated within, using my intelligence, and as I had learnt from liberated souls.
Text 16. ध्यायातश्चरणं भोजं भावनिर्जिता चेतसा औत्कण्ठश्रुकलाक्षस्य हृद्याशिन्मे सनेर्हरि.
As soon as I began to meditate upon the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, with my mind transformed in transcendental love, tears rolled down my eyes, and without delay, the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, appeared on the lotus of my heart.
Text 17. प्रेमद्भरा निर्भिन्ना पुलकङ्गोति निर्वृता आनन्दसंप्लवे लीनो नापश्यम् उभयं मुने.
O Vyasadeva, at that time being exceedingly overpowered by feelings of happiness, every part of my body became separately enlivened, being absorbed in an ocean of ecstasy. I could not see both myself and the Lord.
Text 18. Rupam Bhagavato yattan manakantam shuchapaham apashyan sahasostasthe vaiklavya durmana iva.
The transcendental form of the Lord, as it is, satisfies the mind desire at once and erases all mental incongruities. Upon losing that form, I suddenly got up, being perturbed as I usual when one loses that which is desirable.
Text 19. Didrikshustad aham bhuya prani dhaya manohridi vikshamano api na pashyam avitripta ivatura.
I desired to see again that transcendental form of the Lord, but despite my attempts to concentrate upon the heart with eagerness to view the form again, I could not see him anymore, and thus dissatisfied, I was very much aggrieved. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Devika. Thank you so much. Very nice reading, and thank you so much, Rupa Mataji, for that recitation. Very nice.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So we will now discuss the verse for the day and share my screen once again. Oops. So, text 19. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki. We are reading from Canto 1, Chapter 6, Text 19. Tidrakshustat aham bhuya pranidhaya manoridhi vikshamanopi napasham avitripta ivaturaha. Tidrakshustat aham bhuya pranidhaya manoridhi vikshamanopi napasham avitripta ivaturaha. Word for word translations. Didikshu, desiring to see. Tat, that. Aham, I. Bhuyah, again. Pranidhaya, having concentrated the mind. Manaha, mind. Vidhi, upon the heart. Vikshamana, waiting to see. Api, in spite of. Na, never. Apasham, saw him. Pasham, saw him. Avitripta, without being satisfied. Eva, like. Aturaha, aggrieved. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation. I desire to see again that transcendental form of the Lord, but despite my attempts to concentrate upon the heart with eagerness to view the form again, I could not see him anymore. I desire to see again that transcendental form of the Lord, but despite my attempts to concentrate upon the heart with eagerness to view the form again, I could not see him anymore, and thus dissatisfied, I was very much aggrieved. Purport. There is no mechanical process to see the form of the Lord. It completely depends on the causeless mercy of the Lord. We cannot demand the Lord to be present before our vision, just as we cannot demand the sun to rise whenever we like. The sun rises out of his own accord. So also the Lord is pleased to be present out of his causeless mercy. One should simply await the opportune moment and go on discharging his prescribed duty in devotional service of the Lord. Narada Muni thought that the Lord could be seen again by the same mechanical process which was successful in the first attempt. But in spite of his utmost endeavor, he could not make the second attempt successful. The Lord is completely independent of all obligations. He can simply be bound up by the tie of unalloyed devotion. Nor is he visible or perceivable by our material senses. When he pleases, being satisfied with the sincere attempt of devotional service, depending completely on the mercy of the Lord, then he may be seen out of his own accord. Hare Krishna. Chant Mangalacharan prayer. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanutam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschada Deshakarine He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Bandhum Langaidegram Yatripatamaham Vande Shri Gurudena Dharanam Paramanandamam Tejataneshwaram. Krishna, thank you very much for being here on Saturday evening. It's very auspicious Saturday today. This is the Bhadra Purnima, and devotees have been going out and preaching so much about the importance of today's day and particular importance in the sense on the day today. So there's this verse from the 12th canto, 13th chapter, 13th verse. Prashtapadyam Pavanamasham Hema Simha Samanvitam Tadati Yo Bhagavatam Sa Yati Paramam Gati. If on the full moon day of the month of Bhadra one places Srimad Bhagavatam on a golden throne and gives it as a gift, he will attain the supreme transcendental destination. As a blessing from Srila Sukadeva Goswami in the Bhagavatam. So that's amazing. And it's very auspicious to at the same time. So every day it's auspicious to read Bhagavatam. Nastapayasha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Seva. So it removes all the abhadra, all the inauspiciousness when we do daily study of Srimad Bhagavatam. So I'm sure all the devotees, all of you have made your best attempt to either convince someone to gift or yourselves are gifted. It's a very nice, very satisfying. The Lord becomes very pleased and Srila Prabhupada becomes very pleased with this attempt. So we'll discuss the verse for the day. Very powerful verse and very powerful purport for Srila Prabhupada. Each sentence is like a mine. We can keep on mining so much in there. Dedrakshus tad aham bhuya pranidhaya manohridi vikshamanopi na pasyan atripta avitripta ivatura. They're not satisfied. So the didrikshu, like mumukshu bhi. This is like desiring to see a mumukshu who desire to get liberation. This is how this word is created so beautifully. Pranidhaya, the dhi is like setting the the focus, the concentration of the mind. Yeah, there's the like all the Gayatri is also Dhimahi, like that. So it's fully focusing the mind and concentrating, and Manah Hridi upon the Vikshamana, waiting to see. Napi never Apasham saw him. Avitripta, so not satisfied. So Sri Narad Muni had a short darshan of the Lord, and the Lord disappeared immediately. So his heart was not satisfied. And then he was trying to make the second attempt, but he could not see. Yeah, it is right to see again the same transcendental form of the Lord. But despite my attempt to concentrate upon the heart with eagerness to view the form, with eagerness, we'll discuss this word, eagerness, I could not see him anymore, and thus dissatisfied. I was very much aggrieved. So, we were discussing at the time when Kartik comes, we often discuss the two aspects of ability to see the Lord or bind the Lord with our love, that is our sincerity, our eagerness, and the Lord's mercy. Both has to work together. Sincerity of a devotee and Lord's mercy, both required. So unless we are sincere, unless we are eager to see the Lord, we cannot invite mercy. And even if we are sincere, we are eager, we have to depend on the mercy of the Lord. That is the joy. And Srila Prabhupada explains there is no mechanical process to see the form of the Lord. So it appears like Narad Muni saw, okay, this is how I could see the Lord in the first time. Now, if I repeat the same process again, I should be able to get the same success. For example, you in the mechanical world, in the material sense, if you follow a particular process, and that process, you get a success. And if you repeat the same process once again, in theory, you should get success. But even the material world is not guaranteed sometimes. That's why there is this element of deva or destiny also there. But particularly in terms of seeing the Lord, nobody can force the Lord to appear. It's quite common in the world outside. Have you seen the Lord? I want to see the Lord right now here. If I can see the Lord, then I'll believe. It's always the opposite though. We have to believe first. And then maybe after a long effort or by the mercy of the devotee, the Lord can appear. So it completely depends on the causeless mercy of the Lord. It's not a mechanical process. It's the Lord is, and that's why Prabhupada says so many times, it's a personality. Lord has a personality. Like he has a liking, disliking, he has a mood, He can't be forced by anyone. He's completely independent. Abhijna Swarat in the first verse of Bhagavatam. Yeah. He's completely independent. And we cannot demand the Lord to present before a vision, just as we cannot demand the sun to rise whenever we like. The sun rises at its own accord, out of his own accord. Prabhupada also gives examples many times, like if you want to see the prime minister of the country or the king of the country, you just can't demand, okay, appear here right now. You have to take an appointment, you have to put an effort. And if you're lucky, you will be able to see them. So what to speak of the Lord himself, who is the creator, maintainer, and destroyer of the whole material energy, and also he is the source of spiritual energy. The sun rises the same way. The Lord appears out of his own causeless mercy. Even if he appears, this concept of causeless mercy, we should understand, is causeless. There's no reason for him. Just because we do something does not mean that he appears. He only appears of his own accord. I mean, it's a causeless. Without any cause, he can appear. One should simply await. This is a very beautiful for us, sadhaka. So how do we relate to this process? Can we see the Lord? I mean, then we will discuss a little bit about what Rupa Goswami thinks about it. But if we look in ourselves, all the anathas that we carry, the Lord appears in the pure heart. So We are probably far away. Some of you may be pure, but most of us are struggling devotees, aspiring, struggling. So for us, this is the hope against the hope. This is one should simply await the opportune moment and go on discharging his prescribed duty in devotional service of the Lord. This concept of hope against hope, there are two ways Prabhupada explained this. One is in the material world. People are trying to enjoy the material energy, and they think that, they hope that someday they'll be able to enjoy, or they will be able to enjoy to full of their satisfaction. That is called hope against hope, because that hope is never going to be fulfilled. Because nobody can ever enjoy the material world. Because the Lord is the enjoyer. Nobody else can enjoy. Even if temporarily people may be able to enjoy, but certainly very soon they realize they can't, because there is old age, death coming for everyone. Disease as well. Very difficult. But the hope against hope for the devotees is this, that even though we may not be perfect, and we may have so many disqualifications, even then we have the hope. That's what. And the hope may cause us pain, as the Rupa Goswami says, I have no qualification and I have not even performed enough charities. I don't even belong to a very pious family, but I still, just thinking all this, and I become hopeless. But then it causes me grief, just like here Narad Muni saying that I could not see him, and dissatisfied was causing him grief. He was aggrieved. Narad Muni thought that the Lord could be seen again by the same mechanical process which was successful in the first attempt, as we were saying before. But in spite of his utmost endeavor, he could not make the second attempt successful. The Lord is completely independent of all obligations. He can simply be bound by the tie of unalloyed devotion. So there is an example of Lord being tied by Mother Yashoda, as we were discussing before, because there's unalloyed devotion in Mother Yashoda's heart for Krishna. She'll always be worried about Krishna. She'll be praying to Lord Narayan about Krishna's safety. And this is the beautiful pastime that we all remember. Nor is he visible or perceived by our material senses. Again, even if the Lord is also called Adokshaja. Adoksha, the definition of Adokshaja means he is one who is beyond the material vision or material senses. You can't see him. The Lord has to give special vision to Arjun to be able to see his universal form. So Lord gives that special vision to the devotees to be able to see him, because he's not visible by the material. He's beyond the material, beyond the matter, beyond the three modes of material nature. Because we are bound in the matter, we are always bound with the three modes of material nature. So we're not able to see the Lord. When he pleases, being satisfied with the sincere attempt of devotional service, depending completely on the mercy of the Lord. So even if you're performing devotional service, we still have to be completely dependent on the mercy of the Lord. So just performing the devotional service does not qualify sufficiently. If we can be sometimes proud, oh, I am doing everything that was asked to do. I'm getting up in the morning, I'm chanting my rounds, doing my daily service, I'm respecting all the devotees, I'm serving the Brahmanas, and I'm studying Bhagavatam, I'm reading Bhagavad Gita, every Ekadashi, I fast. All those conditions, all those yamaniyam and all the procedures that we've been given as part of the devotional service. That's all definitely the right process to follow. Srila Prabhupada has given us, but that one element of we have to be still depending completely on the mercy of the Lord. So that mercy factor is always there. Then he may be seen out of his own accord. So what we'll try to discuss in next 20 minutes is the various other incidents where the Lord has given his darshan to his devotees, and how many different ways the Lord can appear in the life of devotees. So, anyone can think of any example from Bhagavatam or from anyone else? The Lord appearing to his devotee?
Dhruva, Prahlad,
Prahlad Maharaj.
Yes.
Bali Maharaj.
Shabri.
Shabri, yes. Wow, that's so amazing. Very nice examples, actually. So Shabri, how much she was eager and she was patient. She had all the patience. She was eager to see the Lord. Her spiritual master had told her that you just wait here and the Lord will appear. He will give you the darshan. And she was every day preparing for the Lord to come. She was going out in the forest and she was collecting the best of the berries, the fruits. So if my Lord appears today, then I can feed him these sweet berries. What an amazing food and what an amazing level of devotion. That is the, in Nectar of Instruction, there is this third verse which is very important. Utsaha Nishchaya Dharya Tat Tat Karma Pravartanat. There are three aspects of this: Utsaha, Nishchay, and Dharya. Utsaha means eagerness, that, as we are reading in the translation. So, in spite of his eagerness, he was not able to see. There was eagerness. We have to always maintain that eagerness to see the Lord. Like Shabri's example that we said, she was always eager. Nishchaya, she is determined, like, yes, with all the endeavoring, with the confidence that, yes, I will see the Lord. Yeah. And Dharya, I mean, that's the biggest thing. In spite of, we can be enthusiastic and we can have the determination, but we still have to have the patience. So we can't demand, okay, I've been enthusiastic for so many years, I've been chanting and I've been, I have all the confidence and the determination to perform my devotional service, but it's now already 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, or whatnot. How many years? 20 years, 30 years. So the patience call. That's the example of Shabari is so perfect. Thank you so much for saying that. But she was patient. The Lord will appear. Just imagine, like, in the middle of nowhere in the forest, she's sitting and then meditating on the Lord and then expecting the Lord to appear every day preparing for the Lord to arrive and not giving up hope. And this is the three most important qualities that we have to develop, or we have to always have in ourselves, in all situations, in all circumstances. We just be patient, be enthusiastic, and whatever happens. The other thing is, like, how do we see the Lord? Whatever situation arrives in our lives, we always take that as Krishna's mercy. That's one way of doing it. Like, whatever happens, then the devotees say, oh, by Krishna's mercy, I got this, Krishna's mercy happened. This is a good practice to have, because even if we just say initially, just, because when we join, we say just sometimes imitate great souls, but it's good because we learn that way. And gradually we build that trust that whatever happens is happening because of mercy of Krishna. If he is appearing, then his mercy, and is not appearing, then is also mercy. Yeah. Adarshanan Marmahatam, there's sixth Ashtam last verse. Karotiva. Aslishyava Padagatam Pinashtumam. So whether you appear to me or you don't appear to me, whether you embrace me or you don't, you're my Lord birth after birth, as Mahaprabhu's given us. And another example was also nice, like Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj was very confident. He was fully dependent on the Lord in all situations. He was fearless. His father, demon Hiranyakashipu, wanted to kill him because Prahlad was devotee of the Lord, and that Hiranyakashipu never accepted. You're my son, and how can you be devotee of Lord Vishnu? He will not accept. Prahlad would say, and that's amazing. Where do you get all this strength from? Prahlad Maharaj says, wherever you get, it's the same source for everyone. So, in spite of all the attempts, of, killing Prahlad. His father was not able to do that. And it's amazing when the Lord appears. Also, when the interesting aspect, also when the Lord appears and all the demigods, all the Charanas, Siddhas, and Indra and Lord Shiva, Brahma, everyone, Lakshmi, everyone's trying to please the Lord, pacify the Lord. But it's only Prahlad who could actually finally pacify the Lord. And what beautiful prayers he says. And also, like, the moment is similar to the Dhruva Maharaj, that first verse he starts in the prayer. What was that? Yonta Pavishya Mama Vacham Imam Prasuptam. Same way, Prahlad also in Bhagavatam says that when the Lord touched his hand on Prahlad's head, he could feel all his senses enlivening, same as Dhruva Maharaj. And then he could feel the presence of the Lord, and he could just, start to say the prayers. As Dhruva Maharaj also. Dhruva, as a little boy also, he was so determined to see the Lord, and he had the right devotion. And also, that the mix of also there is spiritual master is Narad Muni. To the forest, but that's what she has seen. She said, I've seen that all these great sages go to the forest and they pray to Lord, and the Lord appears, and the Lord can grant you anything, because he's granted the same way like your father, your grandfather and your great-grandfather, like Lord Brahma, when he wanted to create the material, this material universe, and he had to pray, and he was given the knowledge by Lord. And like his grandfather also, Swayambhu Manu, he also performed lots of charities and sacrifices to please Lord. And even the yogis, they are trying to please the Lord. So that's how his mother explained him, giving so many examples. Suniti, mother explained us so many examples that how how everyone else has attained the mercy of the Lord. So you can also do that. So he goes to the forest, but then Lord appointed or deputed Narad Muni as a spiritual master to give him the mantra that he should chant, and the process of following that procedure of how he can please the Lord, what will be the mantra, and also what activities he is to perform. Similar to what Narad Muni, he is also 5-year-old, and Narad Muni also 5-year-old at the time, and Prahlad also 5-year-old. It's amazing. There's got 3 examples in Bhagavatam. It's so powerful. As Prabhupada is like, this is how it says that anyone can do bhakti. You don't need to be a great scholar, like only even a child can do it. So these are all great souls. We can call them child, but they're all great souls. Not ordinary souls. But but anyone can do it. And beautiful aspect of Prahlad Maharaj is he also says in prayers that he to see the Lord everywhere. And that's also for sadhakas. I was thinking, how does Krishna say that in Bhagavad Gita? How do we as practicing devotees see the Lord? So there's aspects of this Archa Vigraha, which is deity worship, and also not seeing the Lord just in the deities, also seeing the Lord everywhere. The Bhagavad Gita verse that Krishna speaks, Yomam pashyati sarvatra, sarvam jamai pashyati, tasyaham na pranashyami, sacha mena pranashyati. Tasyaham, so Yomam pashyati sarvatra, one who sees me everywhere. Sarvam jamai pashyati, and everywhere, and he sees everything in me. Sarvam jamai pashyati. Tasyaham na pranashyami, for him I'm never lost. And sacha me na pranashyati, and neither I am lost to him and nor he is lost to me, like that. So this qualification of this quality of seeing the Lord everywhere is something that if we develop, we see the Lord's hand everywhere and Lord's mercy in all situations. then we have the hope of seeing the Lord, because they're fully absorbed, fully aligned, to the Lord's mercy. That's very important. That's the quality of a devotee. Just he sees Krishna everywhere, in all situations, in all places. And because he sees Krishna, like there's also this Brahma Samhita verse, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadaya Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shyama Sundaram Achinte Guna Swarupam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. So because the ointment, they put the ointment of love, Churita Bhakti, and then with the devotion, Santa Sadaya Hridayeshu Vilokayanti. Like in the devotees, and Santa Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti. So in the heart of the devotees, the Lord always stays. To that Lord, Shyam Sundar, Achinte Guna Swarupam. Inconceivable qualities. I worship that primeval Lord, Govinda. This quality of this devotees is that they always have the Lord in their heart. They always see the Lord, and they can't see at the same time. That's the Achintya Vedabhed. And they are always hankering to see the Lord. Rupa Goswami says the same thing. He can't see. He says, I can't see. I have no hope, but the hope is giving me grief. But at the same time, the grief is amazing in this material sense. When we are aggrieved, it causes pain, and that pain actually is really painful. But in the spiritual sense, the separation from the Lord, and that pain actually gives joy to the devotees. They're still blissful. They're missing the Lord at the same time. That separation is giving the bliss to them. The other example I was thinking is also Parikshit Maharaj himself, when he was in the womb of his mother. And this Brahmastra was thrown to kill by the son of Drona. And just imagine, so Parikshit Maharaj was how tiny he must be in the womb of his mother. And he sees Krishna appearing, and he sees there's this personality, great personality, very bright, shining, coming in. And it's this, Bhagavatam says, like, Lord was with his mace, he was circumambulating, he was going around Parikshit to protect him from the dangerous, Brahmastra rays that was trying to kill Parikshit. And Parikshit, that's how the name is Parikshit. Is like, then he's examining. Parikshit is examining or examined. That's how one of the meaning of this name is that he was always trying to find that Supreme Lord that he has seen when he was in the womb of his mother. That's amazing, vision that Parikshit Maharaj had. Very short vision, and then Lord disappeared after that. A similar situation, and then he's trying to find the Lord. And obviously with that enthusiasm, we have Srimad Bhagavatam. And similarly, Lord also appeared to Lord Brahma. When Brahmaji first appeared from the lotus navel of the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and he did not know what to do and what was his duty, why was he there. And then the whole pralaya, the dissolution, the water comes in, and there's 100 years, celestial years of dissolution, and he's just there, and then he's trying to, then everything is inundated in the water, it says, and the Lord Brahma goes down to the root of the lotus. He goes around, but he can't see the Lord. He's hankering to see the Lord. But then eventually he performs tapasya, and then he sees the Lord within his heart again. So that's the another vision of the Lord. And what else? Any other example?
Gajendra, Prabhu.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Gajendra is such a beautiful prayer. Gajendra also saying, like, he's in distress. There's also this aspect of our, this the Chaturvida Bhajante Mam Jana Supritana Arjuna Artho Arthati Jigyasu Ganicha Bharata Rishabha. So there are 4 types of Sukritanas who see the Lord, who worship the Lord. Artho Arthati. Artho, the Gajendra was the Artho because out of distress, he was calling the Lord. Artharthi is, who's the Artha, who's after the material opulence? So that we discussed about Dhruva.
Dhruva.
He wanted to see the Lord out of the, for material benefit. And then Jigyasu. Who is Jigyasu? And Gyani. Jigyasus are the four Kumaras. And the Gyani is Shukadeva Goswami himself. These are the four examples that is given in Prabhupada's books. The four examples of Chaturvidha, Bhajante. And so it's amazing. So for us, our practicing devotees, we have to have the patience. For us, Prabhupada has given the process of deity worship, and Prabhupada strongly recommends for the grihasthas to have deities at home and worship the deity and take care, and then follow the process of how the deity should be taken care of. And that is the perfect natural relationship that devotees build with the deities. And it could be temple deities as well. And deities are no different from the Lord himself. And the other is also Lord is appearing in his name as well. That's another way of connecting with the Lord. So in any of these forms, the hope is the perfection. When we have the perfection of whatever sadhana we are doing, then we will see the Lord. That's the hope against hope. So, yeah. Just live with that hope and keep on it. Prabhupada says in the purport, it says, Narad Muni, it says, one should simply await the opportune moment and go on discharging his prescribed duty in devotional service of the Lord. That's the instruction for us. Prabhupada has given us, covered everything in there. It can't be mechanical. Lord appears out of his own causeless mercy. Yeah, and for us, we just await that moment and keep on discharging with enthusiasm and with determination and with patience. And Lord will appear. The hope must be there. And then Lord will appear. Mercy, Lord has always been, there's so many examples of Lord being merciful to everyone. So we don't need any, there's so many evidences the Lord will never fail to give mercy to his devotees. So that, taking that as the evidence from Srimad Bhagavatam and all the scriptures, we can be rest assured that Lord will be pleased with us. We just follow the process and mercy will come. And the mercy is coming. There's also this aspect of devotees also. When we have association of devotees, we have experienced the presence of Lord in the devotees as well. The pure devotees of the Lord, when we are in their presence, like I was just speaking to a Prabhupada disciple this morning, and he was saying that how they were experiencing, I was saying Adbhut, he was saying like inconceivable mercy, power of mercy of Srila Prabhupada. How they could experience Lord's presence when Prabhupada was there, they could experience the presence of the Lord. It was so amazing. So that's how we can also experience, with the devotees. And we do experience, like everyone, obviously all of us here are listening and reading and putting our effort to understand the words of Bhagavatam is because we have developed some taste. And that taste is also a lot of devotees share. When we start chanting initially, we get some taste that we then always hankering for. And that's the causeless mercy. Lord gives us a little flavor of, what the beauty of his presence in his holy name, in the devotees, in the kirtan, and sometimes we, deity worship. So many aspects of the bhakti that Lord gives us, that glimpse, that experience, little experience, and then we just keep on looking for that once again all our lives. So thank you so much for hearing me so patiently. 2040. Any realizations anyone would like to share? It'll be so nice, your own experience of getting some mercy of the Lord.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Thank you for a wonderful class.
Hare Krishna.
I just wanted to remind us that in our parampara, we should take from a Gaudiya Vaishnava perspective Bhaktisiddhanta's instructions at heart that we should not be so eager to see Krishna, but in fact we should perform our service in such a way that Krishna will want to see us. So our eagerness is just to please Krishna, not even necessarily, we shouldn't even be having that eagerness to see him. Of course, it's in our heart, we want to see him, but that's the mood of our acharyas. So it's such a lovely instruction Bhaktisiddhanta has left us. So I just remind you of maybe making that as a point to everyone.
Yes, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Yes, and how would, so we have to, we don't need to, repeat that again, Prabhu?
Sorry.
Yeah, please repeat that, Bhaktisiddhanta.
So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati instructs that we should not be so eager to try and see Krishna. We should perform our service in such a way that Krishna will want to see us.
Yes, that's amazing. Perform our service, that devotional service, that we should perform in a way that Krishna wants to see us. Our spiritual master or the devotees want to see us. That's the wonderful process that Srila Prabhupada, Shailesh Prabhu is rightly saying, that's the process we follow. Devotional, our bhakti means, Prabhupada is defined as devotional service. It's not devotion. Bhakti in general definition outside world is bhakti means devotion. Prabhupada says bhakti means devotional service, and obviously in line of our Gaudiya Vaishnava. And that's what it is. Like we see the devotees, Prabhupada would always keep his disciples so busy, like all 24 hours service. And we also have so much to do all the time. Chant 16 rounds minimum and more rounds, and then read Bhagavatam and do service with the temple at home and with the devotees. So many things to do. So keep ourselves busy. Oops. Yeah, then the Lord will be pleased and He may want to see us. Thank you so much, Shailesh. Any personal realization though of that experience of, Lord's presence in kirtans or chanting, or sometimes we hear some.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Respect my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I would like to cite a personal example. Like I knew, I was born in India and brought up in India, but I knew nothing about the Bhagavad Gita, what was in it. I knew nothing. I mean, Krishna was one of the gods. Like in India, we know that there are lots of gods. So Krishna was one of them. So that was my only idea. But then in life experience, Krishna came in my life in such a way. I was like, by chance, I chanted Lord Jagannath's name. And then he protected me in such a way. And I wanted to know who Krishna was, who protected me, and who is Krishna. And because I knew Lord Jagannath was Krishna. So I wanted to know who Krishna is, what God is, and everything I wanted to know so much. And then, by Prabhupada's mercy, by all the devotees' mercy, I've got the Bhaktivedanta manner and all the knowledge I'm getting. And it's just incredible how Krishna, absolutely incredible, because I knew nothing. I had zero knowledge. I only knew, like, historically, I knew that, okay, Hindus, the holy book of Hindus is Gita, but I didn't know what was in the Gita. I knew nothing about anything. In India, we are just brought up by this, how you are Hindu, by birth.
Yeah, ritualistic. Yeah, follow the ritual, do this.
That's it. So but by my example, I can see that I didn't know the importance of holy name, but I was told by my sister to, when I'm scared, just chant Lord Jagannath's name, and I did, and Krishna protected me. And I was thinking, wow, who is this? Who is Lord Jagannath? Who is Krishna? I wanted to know.
Jagannath. Yes, thank you so much. Lord Jagannath is most merciful. Like the way he's standing is also like embrace. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very nice.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Shiji Mataji. Anything would like to share?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes.
Yes,
Mataji.
Krishna Mani. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Mani Mataji. Appreciate it.
I just wanted to share. Yes, Krishna, time and time again, he does, like protect his devotees. So once I'm just sharing my example. Right in 80s, 90s, we had a business, post office, and we just newly bought that business, and somehow or other my husband went to the cash and carry. So I was alone, and I wasn't a sub postmistress, so I was just handling the shop, but I was not that experienced. And yeah, people come, and then when like they come to cash their checks and books and everything. So one man came. I said, hand over money. I could not understand. I said, he's not like giving me gyro check or any proof of anything. So how can I, like he's asking for money? I could not understand. And then I realized, no, I didn't took notice of him. Then he just, like showed me the gun.
Wow.
And he said, hand over money. Then I realized, I said, what he is asking. But then, like we were lucky, we had two doors, one to get out and one to go in our flat.
Uh-huh.
So just Krishna just gave me the intelligence that grab the knob, the door, open the door and just go inside the flat. So I just didn't worry about the shop or anything. I just left the post office. The door was closed, so it was safe. Wow. I was in double mind because the master was not there. We even, it was a Thursday afternoon. So mostly, the elderly people, they have cashed their pension and everything. So there wasn't much money either too. Wow. I said, if I won't give, then also I'll be in trouble. And I didn't have authority to pass it on.
Wow, yes.
But Krishna gave me the strength and intelligence. So I just opened the door and I just screamed, Krishna. So, then I understood how much, the strength is in the holy name. Amazing. The holy name, Krishna, just saved me. So I just went in the shop and my daughter and her friend, they were sitting in the staircase. I just told them, I said, just run upstairs. So we all run upstairs. And and then even because I screamed, so even that, the intruder, he got scared as well.
Wow.
So he just ran out of the shop, but we could not see. Then, we just stayed upstairs. We didn't bother about the shop, anything. Everything was open. But then one customer was coming and I told them, I said, like, please be careful because there was somebody. Then he came, he said, don't worry. He went inside. He looked everywhere. I said, Mrs. Patel, there is nobody in there. You can please come down. So then I came down. Wow. But with this incident, you can understand that, yes, Krishna is residing in his holy name. And when you remember him, he protects his
devotees. Yes. Thank you so much for sharing that, Krishna Mani Mataji. I think it was only about, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, there was this article, I think, in Danvers where this little girl, she would always recite Narasimha prayers.
Yeah.
And one time she was crossing the road and there was this big car coming. There was no way she could have crossed the road because the speed of the car was so much. And that girl narrated later on, she saw a lion type body picking her up and throwing her on the other side. Like taking her, not just throwing, like taking her on the other side of the road. And she was saved. And she narrates that story. And she does not know how it happened. There's so many pastimes from Narasimha. They were jealous.
I think that this incident happened in South Africa.
South Africa, yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, they say Lord picked her up. He put her down afterwards. The girl was explaining that, yes, this, the lion God was there, but he wasn't very,
he wasn't very gentle with me. Because, because he had the nails, so she had some of the marks on her
Marks
body.
as well, yes. That's amazing. There's so many persons like that.
Yes, Krishna is around, so.
Name bhakta pranashyati. Kanteya pati janihi. Name bhakta pranashyati.
Yes.
That's Krishna's words. My devotees will never perish. Thank you so much, Krishna Mani Mataji. Hey, any other realizations, experiences? I got 2 minutes. Yes, Govinda Gopi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Danda Pranam Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Prabhupada.
All glories to Prabhupada.
I got a very interesting realization on how I came to Krishna. That is, I was born in Malaysia, and I was born actually in front of Katika temple, and I don't know anything about Indian God because my mom used to pray to Buddha, and we do Buddha, we went to the Buddhist temple. Then one day when I was working in a hotel, some Brahmin came and gave me a poster of Radha Govinda, Gopal Govinda. And I took it home and I placed it, I didn't know who is it, but I placed it outside my car park without any frame. But then it has some attraction which I don't understand. Every day before I go to work, I'll just look at the pictures. I'm so happy. For 5 years, I keep looking at that pictures. I don't know what. And then after 5 years, we moved house. My mom tear away the picture. And then I came back, asked mommy, what happened to the picture? He said, we are moving house. We don't need this. And deep inside the heart, you just felt that you're missing that pictures. So whenever I think of Gopal Govinda, the picture where Krishna with a flute and a little lamb, and then tears just swell for 5 years. Looking 5 years, thinking 5 years. And then when I came to UK, I met these devotees who are preaching. When I saw them, I couldn't stand. I don't understand anything. I just collapsed and I couldn't speak.
Wow.
And the devotee says, do you know what? I need to go to your house and set up an altar. I said, I don't know. I don't know what is happening. I don't know who I am, but I just feel something is set inside me and I don't understand. So he says, you need to go to Warford Temple. So from that day, after that, the devotees brought me to the temple. I couldn't walk inside the temple. When the car parked outside the temple, the gate outside, I couldn't stand. I was on the floor. I couldn't stand. I couldn't walk. And I don't understand what is this. And then soon when I went in the temple, I'm completely lost. They told me this is Krishna. This is Krishna. This is Gopal Govinda. And it has so much attraction that Krishna brings me in a way that I don't understand him. I don't know who is he. But he brings devotee in a different way. So from that day onward, I told myself when I'm 60, I'm going to stay in the temple and give my life to him. Now I'm 70. I couldn't do anything.
How have you been doing?
The only service I can do is to please Prabhupada. Because from Prabhupada, understand that Prabhupada will bring us back to Krishna. So that is how our attraction, realization on how Krishna has brought me home. This is our home, our spiritual home. There's nowhere outside our home. We have no house. So today we are living under Krishna shelter. We call our rented house Krishna home. So we're having Sangha, and now we are more attached to the temple. Still, we are so fallen. We don't know who we are, but we just want to serve Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, devotees, thank you so much. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो
Namaste Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Hare
Very
Krishna.
nice class. Thank you,
Thank
Prabhuji.
you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.